ABC7 is bringing you complete team coverage on how President-elect Donald Trump's proposed tariffs on Mexico could impact both sides of the border. We begin with ABC7's Paul Schultz, who spoke to officials about the impact it could have right here in El Paso, and he joins us live with more. Paul?
Well, I'm here near the Bridge of the Americas, where thousands of people and goods cross between the two nations every day. Now, earlier today, a local business leader here in El Paso told me that El Paso, Ciudad Juarez, and Las Cruces are intertwined both culturally and economically. President-elect Donald Trump posted on Truth Social on Monday saying one of his first executive orders he will sign on his first official day in office would be 10% tariff and Canada. Trump added the tariffs will remain in place until the two border nations control illegal immigration and drugs coming into the U.S. Now, Borderland Alliance CEO John Barella told me that the borderland has seen very strong individual growth, or industrial growth rather, in the last few years, and he doesn't want anything to harm that progress.
I can tell you, as an organization that works on economic development and industrial recruitment, we've never been busier. And I'm concerned that a 25% tariff would halt that momentum, would reverse that momentum, and would lead to the loss of thousands of jobs in our area.
And coming up on ABC7 at 6, why a UTEP finance professor believes that tariffs could have a positive impact in the long term. For now, reporting live from South Central El Paso, Paul Schultz, ABC7.
Thank you for that update, Paul. After President-elect Donald Trump announced he'll impose these tariffs on Mexico and Canada starting on day one, Mexico President Claudia Sheinbaum is saying she'll send a letter to Trump for them to discuss these issues. ABC7's Juarez correspondent Heriberto Perez has been following the story, and he files this report from south of the Rio Grande.
Mexico President Claudia Sheinbaum said this morning she will send a letter to President-elect Trump to discuss his proposed 25% tariffs, and Sheinbaum is now suggesting Mexico could retaliate with tariffs of its own.
Probablemente no esté al tanto que México ha desarrollado una política integral.
This letter sent to President-elect Trump mentions how Mexico is dealing with the issues Trump has cited as his reason for wanting to impose tariffs. President Sheinbaum said in part, quote, "Dear President-elect Trump, you're probably not aware of it, but Mexico has developed a comprehensive policy with attention to migrants. For this reason, no caravans of migrants arrived at the border," end quote.
No es con amenazas ni con aranceles como se va a atender el fenómeno migratorio.
Sheinbaum says threats and tariffs will not solve the U.S.'s issue on immigration and drug use. Sheinbaum added, this year migrant encounters on the border have decreased 75% compared to last year. Mexico says they want to collaborate with the U.S. to stop the illegal crossings of migrants and drugs into the U.S. This includes illegal weapons being trafficked into Mexico. And President Sheinbaum also said the U.S. economy could also be impacted if these tariffs are imposed, because it could hurt U.S. businesses who have been operating in Mexico for decades now. Reporting in Ciudad Juarez, Heriberto Perez, ABC7.
Thank you, Heriberto. If you'd like to read the full letters sent from Mexico's President Claudia Sheinbaum to President-elect Trump and the impacts that the tariffs could have right here in the El Paso and Ciudad Juarez area, you can find it in Heriberto's article on kvia.com. And fruits and vegetables, gas and cars, they all could get more expensive in the United States if President-elect Donald Trump follows through with the new tariffs against Mexican and Canadian imports. Crude oil is one of the top U.S. imports from Canada, and experts say the tariff could cause an increase of 25 to 75 cents a gallon. The U.S. actually imports about a fifth of all its agricultural products for Mexico, and with 89% of imported avocados coming from south of the border, your guacamole could skyrocket. Vehicles are the top good that the United States imports from Mexico as well, and nearly every American automaker depends on parts from Mexico to build its cars and its trucks.